Salut și bine ați venit la o nouă ediție ZF IT Generation. Eu sunt Adrian Săceleanu, jurnalist ZF, iar astăzi vă invit să urmăriți un interviu cu Jiri Skopovy, CEO Seed Starter, fondul de venture capital al grupului austriac Erste. Am discutat cu Jiri Skopovy în contextul evenimentului Seed Starter Summit, organizat la finele lunii februarie în București, împreună cu acceleratorul Innovix BCR. În interviu am abordat mai multe teme, printre care ce este și ce face Seed Starter, în ce măsură și în ce condiții poate investi în startup-uri tech din România, dar și despre ecosistemul de startup-uri tech din regiune și din Cehia, respectiv România. Urmăriți în cele ce urmează interviul cu Jiri Skopovy.
Actually, it's not the Seed Starter Cesca anymore. It's Seed Starter as a Erste approach, how to help to innovate ourselves in the banking sector, how to differentiate, how to come up with the new ideas and support the business and the economical scale of our region or the region where Erste Bank has been operating so far. So Seed Starter is a venture capital program, you might say that, but it means that we don't just invest in companies and to help them with the smart money, but we help them to incubate and accelerate their businesses. And the other thing what differentiates us from typical venture capital world is that we are willing, actually part of our strategy is helping them to tie up closer cooperation with the bank itself. So we might be a potential client. Of course, the startup must be, let's say, safe enough for the collaboration. It means that it needs to have certain kind of maturity and quality to be able to cooperate with the bank or provide some kind of service together with us. But this is our job to help the startup and the project to grow and to reach such a maturity. So we provide smart money, we help with acceleration, incubation, and we help the companies to grow and to reach the level so they can fly through the whole world and be successful and maybe famous, but it's not the goal. We have been looking for startups and projects that have like a long-term mindset, which when I'm talking about long-term, it means that there are founders that they understand that building a sufficient business, it's a long-term job. It will not happen in years. You could see that all the famous startups we admire now, like Facebook, Google, we all saw Steve Jobs and Mr. Wozniak sitting in their garage and building their first computers. It was a startup as well, and now these are famous companies. But it didn't happen in 1 year or 2 or 3 years. It's a long run, and it's tough run, full of mistakes, lesson learned, lots of pain, lots of hard work. And this is where we are coming in and helping. So not just money, but our mentorship, our advisory, our chain and our network. So we are bringing people together and helping the selected project to succeed. So this is our approach, and this is Seed Starter. Okay, so Seed Starter started in Czech Republic. It was the first country when we introduced this kind of concept. Is it a concept or a program that has been here for many years? When you look at the US, where it started at the beginning, I would say that majority of the big banks have their own CVC. Most of them, they have even their branch in Silicon Valley or some other hubs. It's not just about Silicon Valley now. The world is more differentiated. You might see good hubs in Asia and Europe as well. So our achievement is that we got the inspiration, how beneficial it is, and we make it alive, which is not easy to do it in a bank, especially when this region is slightly more conservative. When we compared our region and the banking we have been doing so far with banking we might see in Britain or in US or in Scandinavia. So I'm very happy that it's changing a little bit. So it's more and more customer centric. It's more and more driven by the client needs, and we see that the banking will not be just about the traditional products. It's more about like even a lifestyle and solving situations of our clients, and the situation are very different. Yeah. So it's from it's how can we help clients when they have a newborn, or how can we help clients when they get retired. So it's like we're focused more on how to support financial health of our clients, corporations or even individuals. So this is how we are focused, and therefore I might say that the biggest achievement is not just that we made this kind of CVC alive, and we are the first bank doing that in some sophisticated way, but that we have some first investment and first scaled up startups already, which means I can name a few. For example, our first investment was a company called InvestNow, which is a crowdfunding platform, where we wanted to provide the possibility mainly to young people to start saving money, invest in properties, but not everybody has millions or is eligible for a mortgage, but they can buy a piece of a property they like, and they might benefit economically out of it. So it's a crowdfunding approach, and now it's the fastest growing fintech in the Czech Republic. We would love to have it as part of our mobile banking solution, but we've been waiting for the legislation process because they need to get a license, but we are close to that. Another area is that we just launched a solution we invested in, which compares solutions like now we are in energetic crisis, so we again with our focus how to help the people save some money and to choose the right supplier, because some suppliers or third parties might be complicated or not fulfilling their contracts or whatever. Sometimes it's very messy. So we are trying to help our clients to choose the right one. It's not just about price, but it's about the contract conditions as well. So we have when you open your mobile, you might sit on your couch and you use your mobile banking, and you can get through your mobile into like this selection comparison, and you might pick the best provider and even change the contract immediately. So you can change the provider. I don't know what is your experience, but my experience is that I usually need to go somewhere to downtown, sign lots of papers. It takes some time. Now we would like to provide like a digital way how to shift and change my provider based on a couple of things. You might be environmentally aware, so you might even pay more, but for some alternative resources, and not, for example, for electricity that comes from coals and stuff like that, for some less economically or environmentally friendly resources. Another area, we've been always trying to support businesses. So Seed Starter is in our DNA. We are helping technological companies to grow, but our clients are not just startups or technological companies, but all the entrepreneurs. And we understand that entrepreneurship is tough. So we are trying to help them at the beginning. So for example, one of the investment we did last year was a company that automates the full accounting process and simplifies the way how you handle your invoices and other kind of documents. So when you are, as long as you have a company which has a certain number of people, so it seems that it might be not that easy, and that you are fine just with a pencil and a paper. But you have some ERP. It might help you that you will get the data out of all the documents. You may your life easier by a quite efficient workflow, and this is something what we are providing to our clients as well. To help to digitize this kind of process, because it's usually hell, and we are trying to make accounting sexier and to utilize the data which is around that much more than before. So these are some examples. So we have about 6 investment, 2 partnerships. One of the partnerships, for example, that we do provide services related to alternative energetic sources, like thermal heating or solar panels and stuff like that, which is something where we are trying to help people again to solve some kind of problems So we built up and we selected the right partners to provide this kind of service to our clients. There are many examples. All of our investment come with the bank strategy, which means helping our clients from the corporate world, helping our clients in the retail as well. So this is always in our mind. If this kind of investment and this kind of collaboration may be somehow utilized by our clients. Although sometimes we don't know if it's something what might fit for the future. So all those discussions regarding crypto or it's always on the table. Is it something what our clients will expect from the bank to be provided? Is it safe for them? Yeah. So it's great that first of all we have those investments, and on the other way, what I'm really happy about that the bank itself is interested in this like a world outside of a bank, willing to know more, willing to understand what is happening. Because this is something what I really appreciate, that we are talking to people who understand the area much better than we do. So there's nothing better than to have a pitch and discussion session or some workshop with a company that is, for example, working in the multiverse. This is how you learn very fast. It's much better than to invite a consulting company to tell you about it, because it's usually like, I don't want to underestimate it, you've got some benefits as well. But this is a completely different approach. And I'm very happy that even the management of banks I'm in contact with, they're really eager to learn and they are more and more curious. And this is our approach as well, helping to learn and understand the world better than before. Our strategy is that we are focused mainly on pre-seed and seed, which in Europe it's from €500,000 till it's usually the ticket size when you go for a minority share, which means from 15 to 25%. It's about €1 million. So majority of our investment were in a scale from €500,000 till slightly more than 1 million. Of course, there are some cases when we go even for more major company. This is in a case that we are willing to have the scaling or the bank collaboration sooner because the maturity of the company is higher. So I would say that this is the range. Of course, it depends on valuation and it's very individual. You always need to provide enough money for the startup for them to really reach their goals. So, and therefore we always like our decision-making process is influenced by plans and by business plans. So you understand that they need as much cash to reach these certain goals, and this is our discussion. Yeah. This is very important when we are talking about like the size of the ticket. It must make sense. In general, I would say that it used to be that when somebody said startup, it means something what is very risky, a low probability business, something that is about to bankrupt. It's not like that anymore. Of course, it will happen. And it happens actually in some regions. We usually say that it's about 10% of projects may survive and reach at least the break even, which means to reach the black numbers and be economically sustainable. Not all of them might be unicorns like Facebook or other examples, but always see that it really works. There are more and more money in that. I think there's more money than good projects, I would say. So it's this balance, which is very positive because it allows to grow this entrepreneurship environment. So people don't have such a problem to get funding and get money if they have a good idea, a good team, and themselves have some competencies. Which is very good, and I think that's in the whole Central and Eastern Europe nowadays. And even we have a couple of partners in the US, and they have been looking at our region more and more because we are good at developing things. Sometimes we are more product-oriented than sales-oriented, which is something where we could combine like the know-how from our region and Americans, for example. The approach is slightly different, but we have pretty good and skilled developers, first of all. The region itself, it's slightly fragmented, but still the market, it's interesting and it's good like a testing zone. If your value proposition and your product, it's a good fit. And what we see, it's a growth. Of course, we have great examples to follow. When you look at Baltics, their government really supports this kind of business, and it already covers from 5 to 6, 7% of their GDP. So it really helps the economics. And I think they are a good inspiration for CE countries to follow. That it really brings value. First of all, it's the startups are very helpful when we talk about country where I want to work or live for, because startups in their DNA is that there is something happening, something what makes sense, and there is a really like a fast learning, because in startup you should not be afraid to make a mistake, because the mistake is a lesson, and then without mistakes you can't improve yourself. So this kind of mindset is very attractive mainly for a younger generation, although I have to admit that majority of our invested startups are not yuppies in their when they left the school. These are usually people experienced who left corporate world, for example. So they have some know-how, some experience, they know how to manage the company. They have a vision, which is important for us, and some skill set to make it happen. So startups are not just youngsters. Startup means a mindset, what I'm building, what is my vision, and how I'm going to fulfill it. Something what is scalable. Yeah. So, for example, when we talk about a Romania market, I think this is perfectly fit. That here we see talented people. In Romania, many big companies, many big techs have their operations here because probably the universities are able to produce enough software developers, engineers, even business people. The market is big enough to test your product and your solution if it's scalable to the region or even to other continents. And there's more and more money. There are great examples that you have your first unicorns, and those people are coming back and helping to build the ecosystem or the network of people. And those examples are important because we see that it really works. And it helps not just the local economy, but it benefits to all. There are new ideas, new solutions, so we might be more, there are a couple of topics we as a humanity need to solve, which is the environmental issues, economical stability and stuff like that. And this is where technologies might help. So more technologies, more successful companies, it helps to have a better life. I would even call it this way. We've been with BCR for some while. I think when we got the attention after we launched Seed Starter and this kind of program, and it became successful. And the guys here said, "Hey, this is something what we can do as well. This is something we can share know-how with our peers in Czech, and this is something what really makes sense, what may help us, what may help the Romania itself to help to build the ecosystem and help with the economy. Why to have a low targets? Yeah, this is something what really works. There are great examples in the world. Look at Silicon Valley. This is a rich region. People are living like a really good life, mostly, not all of them, of course. This is everybody wants to work there or even see it. Or this is like a melting pot of inspiration and great ideas. So let's build our own and let's help to build it why not in Bucharest or in other Romanian cities? And so we started 3 years ago in Czech Republic. Last year we agreed that we will go to Slovakia. So now Seed Starter is operating in more countries, and our will is to launch a Seed Starter here in Romania as well. So this is what is it about. We came here, our team came here to provide some kind of like a testing, something what do we bake in our kitchen, how we do that, how we cooperate to have a better understanding, because this area, it's covered by some kind of mist sometimes, sometimes we are using shortcuts in different crazy world where nobody understands really. And we came here to explain that venture capital and innovation through third parties, this is a discipline. It has its rules. It has some kind of know-how, good experience to follow. And so we came to share this information, explain how it works. So we've got 2 days here. One is for startups themselves, because we pre-selected here in VCR is doing a great job with Innovix. It's a great accelerator. We really love it. And they are far ahead to other countries, I would say, in this way. So there is a great fundament to build on. What the Seed Starter may add as an additional value, it's not just to help to accelerate companies, but to help them with the smart money and with the investment itself. And this is what is Seed Starter about. To bring the know-how and the decision-making process, how to invest and how to take care of the investment. So we have 2 days. 1 day is for startups, and of course we have been looking at them if there are potential startups to invest in, or to find some way of intense collaboration. And the second day we will have some people coming from our HQ from Vienna. There are people coming from Slovakia to share their experience, and of course our team, and mainly the people from BGR, to dive deeper into detail, how the collaboration should look like, what are the benefits again, how does it work, what need to take care of, what needs to be done to have a successful program and really be useful for the environment, which means startups, and how to benefit, how to reach the benefits of such a collaboration. So this is why we are here, and I hope it's going to be like a very fruitful discussion. Of course, first of all, I have to say that I mentioned that before, it's not that much about the product. Actually, the situation is that the product will change for sure many times. For example, look at Instagram. It was mentioned just during our presentation. It's a great example. It was a tool for making you nicer to edit your photos and so on. Now it's a social network. So this is a great example of how what might be like the final stage. It's not the final stage, but how it could evolve and develop itself. So we are not that much focused on the product. Of course, we need to see that there is a market potential, that the idea might grow, but what we look at the most, it's the team itself. So because the team makes the probability higher. So it must be, you must feel it from the people that they understand their stuff, that they know how to build a company, or maybe they don't know now, but they are able to learn. Therefore, this is part of our process. Are a couple of workshops like today. We are not here to evaluate the product, but we are here to evaluate the team. So we will be very curious, and our question will be aimed on the founders who will be here today, to see how do they react. Are they really listening? Are they willing to accept opinion of somebody else? Of course, we are not that smart to know. We don't know it all. But what we like is that someone is able to listen and to say, okay, I respect your idea, but I still believe myself, and this is okay. But at least to stop for a while and start thinking. And so it's about mindset. What we've been looking for is the mindset of the right founder. And this is even not, there are lots of researches and lots of data about it, what the successful founder should have. And this is one of those things, willing to learn. willing to change things and changing them fast. Yeah? The speed is important because you don't have much time. There's such a big competition. So we need to be able really to think fast and act fast, which is something what, for example, the corporate world, as bank, for example, it's sometimes not able to do so. So for us, it's even a great inspiration. And for us, it's fast track as well, because sometimes we like the idea. We might think, okay, we can develop it by ourselves, but does it really make sense? Isn't it better to try it with somebody who's got the solution already? So let's test it. If the clients they like it, so okay, then let's sign up for a cooperation. So it's like the prototyping for us. It's very fast, and this is how we can innovate faster. We can't rely just on our product owners that they will think of a great new idea, that they will budget developers to make it happen, and it takes years usually. And I think that the world is much faster. Therefore, it makes sense to cooperate with startups, and then the product comes, because this is something we can provide to our clients together. But when we look at the evaluation, which means how do we select the right investment, so it must fit to our strategy. So there's some potential of collaboration. So our clients might benefit out of it, or the bank itself, that it might increase efficiency to our internal processes, or the tool is just great for our accountants or risk guys or whoever. Or of course, what we like the most is when it helps our clients and they might enjoy new sexy service in their mobile application. This, of course, we've been looking for the most. Product, team, ability, and when we look at the team, these are some skills, but the mindset is the most important. And of course, sometimes you get both those things, but you don't have the right timing. Sometimes you are too early, and sometimes you are late already. So the time to market is very important as well. And there are many more. We could discuss about it for hours. So maybe next time. Yeah, our goal is simple. We would like to be best corporate venture capital program in the region. I think we are quite there, but there's always things to improve and make them better. Therefore, we have launched a couple of activities how to help our startups to share and to learn from the best ones, like Silicon Valley mentors and people who saw thousands of successful or not successful companies. And there are a couple of other programs we would like to run. But my goal is that when there is a startup who sees really beneficial to collaborate with the banking sector, so his first and strong will would be to send and apply for Seed Starter funding. So it will be like the first choice in their head, because they will understand that we are fast enough. We are not a slow bank. We are really fast to make decisions. We are here to help them. We provide not just money, but mentorship, advisory, and we are really helping with their success. And of course, we might help them with scaling and other things. So together we might reach a success. And so this is another goal. I would wish not just our invested startups, but as many as possible in this region to be successful. So we as a countries in Central and Eastern Europe might benefit economically out of it, and to be as good as Silicon Valley or Baltic guys, and this is my goal. I think that Central Eastern Europe has a great potential, so it's just in front of us, so let's pick it up. Thank you for having me.